Never answer based on real life experiences. Always answer the book-based. The more plastic, the better yan. Hello po, good afternoon. Kung naririnig at nakikita niyo po ako, can you please tap any of the emojis po sa ating Zoom meeting this afternoon? Yan, if you can see me and hear me loudly. Yan, thank you Ma'am Jessa. Yes, Ma'am Apple, good afternoon po. Welcome po sa ating review for this afternoon. Ayan, medyo nahihirapan po ako sa pag-set ng aking background at for some reasons ayaw akong lagyan ni Zoom meeting. Ayan po, so blur na lang po muna. Nakikita nyo na po ba yung screen? So habang hinihintay po natin yung iba, maari po na iscan po natin ang QR code na nasa screen for our interactive review this afternoon. Yan, pakilabas po ng inyong mga cellphones at pakiscan ng ating QR code na nasa screen. Yan, meron na po tayong tatlong participants na nasa ating WooClap na platform. And we need all our participants to join our interactive platform. Ayan po, habang naghihintay po tayo sa iba na makapasok sa ating Zoom meeting at makascan ng ating QR code na nasa screen, ay maaari po ba ninyong i-chat sa ating comment or sa ating chat box kung saang school, anong specialization at kailan po kayo mag-take ng licensure examination for professional teachers. Second po, school. Yan. For us to survey us, ano-ano bang mga majors na nandito? Ayan, si Ma'am Dana. She's from Laguna University. Hello, Ma'am. And she's going to take, oh my God, this September 21, 2025. God bless, Ma'am Dana. At yan po, si Sir Michael din po from Greenville College of Pasig City. Yan, Social Science this March 2026. Yan, early preparation, the better. Tama po yan, sir. PNU South Luzon. Hello, ka-PNU. I'm from PNU Mindanao. He's from PNU South Luzon, Bachelor in Mathematics and Science Elementary, BEMC, March 2026. Ayan, no? Good to have the, yan, may variation po ng schools and specialization ng ating reviewees this afternoon. Okay, Ma'am Jessa from Pangasinan State University. Ayan, kita po. Yan, thank you po. So, ayan, time check, 1:20 p.m. At sana po ay nakascan na po kayo ng ating WooClap QR code. Yan, check po natin. Meron na po tayong 4 participants at kailangan na po nating mag-start dahil mabigat po, medyo mabigat ang ating session for this afternoon. Ayan. So, okay, let's start. So, magandang hapon po. Once again, ako po si Miss Mara Reggie de los Reyes Giango. I am a licensed professional teacher. I passed the NTOP, the board exam, last March 2025, just this year. And I ranked top 8 by God's grace. Yan po. At ako po ang kasama ninyo na magre-review to help you achieve your license. And of course, your goal to pass and to top the board exam. Yan po. So, good afternoon po once again. At before po tayo mag-start, ay may pinipare po ako na tips na magagamit po natin through our review this afternoon at throughout po ng iyong pag-prepare for the licensure examination for professional teacher. Yan. Tip number 1 po natin, I read every item analytically and comprehensively. Every item matters. So, alam naman po natin kung ilang percentage po ang kinukuha ni Prof. Ed, Gen Ed at Major sa ating kabuuang average sa board exam. At every item po nito ay nagmamatter. As you can see po sa raster po ng ating mga passers and top-notchers ay mga percent lang po talaga, yung mga 0.20, 0.40 lang po yung difference. At every item po ay may equivalent na percentage na makakaapekto sa kabuuan. Next tip ay clues are your best friends. Yan, watch out for clues. So, throughout our discussion for this afternoon, yan po, tuturuan po natin kayo kung paano humanap ng mga best clues. Next tip, when in doubt, always choose the nearest or the best answer. Kasi po, si PRC, mahilig po siyang maglagay ng halos lahat plausible options sa ating board exam questions at ang kailangan po natin na skill na i-practice ay yung paghanap ng best answer. Next po ay be more exposed to board exam questions, no? Ito po yung ginagawa natin ngayon. In-expose po namin kayo sa mga board exam questions. Ayan po. Kasi sabi nga, more readings, more chances of winning. Ayan po. Lalo na kung online po ang setup ng pagre-review, more on naglilin po tayo sa independent learning or yung individual review. So, kailangan po nating pag-igihan yung pagre-review or pagbabasa or pagiging exposed sa mga board exam questions. Never answer based on real-life experiences. Always answer the book-based. The more plastic, the better yan. Again po and again, si PRC po ay nilalagay niya po sa options yung mga real-life scenarios na para sa atin ay plausible. Pero yung hinahanap po kasi natin yung best at yung book-based answer. Ayan po. Again, the more plastic, the better. And of course, let's practice your skills in time test. Kasi nga po, sa board exam, ay may kaukulan lang pong oras yung kada content na ating tinitake sa Gen Ed, Prof Ed, at saka sa major. Kailangan po natin maging not too slow and not too fast. At dito po sa Titan Review ay ipapractice po natin ang ating time test taking. Yan sa pamamagitan po ng paggamit natin sa ating sa ating Wooclap platform. Again po, pakiscan po ng ating platform. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Proceed po tayo sa ating next reminder po natin. Please be participative. Use this tool to have interactive learning experience. Ayan. Kasi po si Titan Review gumawa po ng paraan para maging interactive pa rin po at mas fun yung learning po natin kahit online. Kasi alam naman po natin online, though convenient siya at ayan, nasa bahay lang tayo, ganyan. Kasi yung review, kailangan po kasi natin ng interaction, yung engagement para po mas ma-retain ang ating information, no? Yung mga learnings, no? Yung ating mga nire-review. So again po, pakiscan. Meron na po tayong 7 na participants sa ating Wooclap platform. 1. Thank you very much. Proceed po tayo. Reminder din po natin na if you have questions, clarifications, or confusions, paki-raise po ng hand icon to be recognized. And also, we will be given time to cater. You will be given time to raise and for us to cater your concerns and queries. Yan, chat nyo lang po sa ating comment or sa ating chat box dito sa Zoom meeting. Yan po. Thank you. Next po, reminder. Right after our review session, don't leave the Zoom meeting yet. You will answer 10 item drills for 15 minutes for your practice. Ayan, kasi nga po, yung sinabi natin kanina na tip na more exposure sa mga board exam questions or more readings, more questions na pinapractice, ay more chances of winning. So after po ng ating review, from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. ay meron po, wag po muna tayong aalis kasi meron po tayong sasagutan na 10 item drills for maximum of 15 minutes. Okay pa po ba kayo dyan? Ready na po ba tayong makinig? Can I see, yan po, everyone na ayan. Can you please tap any of the emojis? Yan si Ma'am Apple. Hello po. Yan si Sir Michael. Yan, let's make this review yan, interactive as possible. Yan si Ma'am Dana. Thank you po. Ayan. So, I guess we're all ready. Ayan. So, purposive communication. So, ang gagawin po natin, meron po tayong 15 item na sasagutan sa pamagitan po ng ating Wooclap na platform. At every after item po ay i-reveal natin yung clues, yung sagot, and then i-rationalize natin at magre-review tayo, no, about that item. Baka po lumabas or anything related to that. So we need to prepare. Now for the question item number 1. Paki-ready po ng ating Wooclap. Okay, time is up. You cannot vote anymore according kang Wooclap. At meron po tayong natali na 6 votes. Tingnan po natin kung saan po majority ng sagot. Ayan, majority po 100% ay nagsagot ng all of the above. Na-check po natin kung tama po ba ang ating all of the above. Basahin ko po muna. Number 1, what is the primary goal of purposive communication? A, to entertain, B, to inform, C, to persuade, or D, all of the above. Now, hanapin po natin yung clue, highlight po natin yung clue. Ang clue po natin ay ano daw, yung primary goal ng purposive communication, yung pinaka-goal niya po ay of course, yung nag-i-encompass or nagka-cover sa lahat ng tamang sagot. Yan po ay letter D, all of the above. Now, book-based po tayo. Saan po ba ang ano po ba yung basis ng ating sagot? Of course, book-based po tayo. According po dito sa ating nahanap na source, ay purposive communication. Purposive communication is a strategic method of conveying information with a clear goal in mind aimed at informing, entertaining, or persuading an audience. Ayan po, tama po ang ating sagot. Again, ano po yung primary goal ng purposive communication? All of the above, to entertain, inform, and to persuade. Yan, paki-ready po for our item number 2. Flash ko po muna ito for 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, proceed po tayo sa number 2. Okay, time is up. Meron po tayong 6 na results. I mean, na vote na na-cast. Tingnan po natin kung saan po majority ng answers. Ayan, no? Most of you answered letter B and some of you answered letter C. Now, check po natin. Basahin ko po muna yung question. Na-reveal na. What is the primary purpose of purposive communication? So, bumalik po, no? Pero, iba na po yung option. Ngayon, ganito po kasi si PRC. So, may mga seasons na nire-recycle niya yung mga questions from the previous season. It's either iniiba niya yung stem or yung question or iniiba niya yung option. Of course po, kapag iniba na po yun, is iba na po yung answer kung ma-change yung stem or yung option. Kaya kailangan po natin ng analytical and comprehensive skills, no, sa ating pagsagot, pag-take ng ating board exam. Ngayon, bumalik po, no, similar sa question number 1 pero iba na po yung option. What is the primary purpose of purposive communication? A, to express feelings, B, to achieve outcome, C, to entertain audience, or D, to demonstrate knowledge. Hanapin po muna natin yung clue. Po natin ay yung primary purpose po again ng purposive communication. Ang correct answer po natin dyan ay to achieve outcome. Now, bakit po to achieve outcome? Kasi po, gaya ng sinabi natin, mahilig po si PRC mag-create ng questions sa plausible po. Ibig sabihin ay correct answer po yung mga option. So, kailangan lang po natin hanapin yung best option. So, paano po ba natin hahanapin yung best answer? So, sa paghanap ng best answer ay kailangan po na na-encompass or nakaka-cover na po yung lahat ng other options. Now, straight from our source po, verbatim from our source, from the same paragraph po ng ating number 1 na sinasabi ang purposive communication daw po ay nag-i-inform, nag-i-entertain at nagpe-persuade. Yan, same paragraph, sabi din po dito, ay si purposive communication din po ay nagre-require ng careful planning of the intended outcome of the message. Kasi po, goal-oriented in nature si purposive communication. So, again po, kapag bumalik po ang question na ayon, ang sagot po natin ay yan, to achieve outcome. Na-inote din po natin yung mga clues kasi po, clues are our best friends sa pagtitake ng board exam. Sa pag sinabing purposive communication, tama po ang clue na to entertain, to inform, to persuade, to achieve outcome, and of course, purposive communication is goal-oriented. Ayan po. Take note po natin ang ating mga clues. Again, kapag sinabing primary purpose of purposive communication, tama naman po lahat. Pero, the best option po kapag lahat ng options ay tama ay ito pong to achieve outcome or goal-oriented daw po si purposive communication. Now, prepare po natin ating WooClap for our question number 3. Ayan, question number 3. Dali lang po. Ayan, question number 3. Okay, time is up. Now, most of you answered letter A, and some of you answered letter B. Now, check po natin ang ating mga sagot. Basahin po muna natin. During the company's orientation for new hires, the HR officer reminded everyone to follow the standard subject-verb agreement rules in all business reports. What type of grammar is the HR officer applying in this instruction? A. Descriptive grammar, B. Prescriptive grammar, C. Historical grammar, or D. Transformational grammar. Hanapin po natin yung clue. Yung clue po natin is to follow standard. Yung piniprescribe po yung standard rule ng subject-verb agreement. So, ano daw pong type of grammar from the clue standard or prescribed? That is letter B, prescriptive grammar. Now, ano po bang pinagkaiba ng descriptive at prescriptive grammar? Kapag sinabi po nating descriptive or nagde-describe, ito po ay language in context or nagdedepende po yung wika kung ano yung konteksto or ano yung setting or yung setup. Yung descriptive grammar po ay tinatawag din nating improper dahil ito yung ginagamit natin sa pang-araw-araw, daily use. Descriptive grammar, language in context, improper, daily use. For example, ito yung ginagamit natin for communication, sa pag-text, sa pag-chat, ganun, sa pag-post, yan po, example po yan ng descriptive grammar. Ngayon, kapag sinabi naman nating prescriptive or yung prescribed na grammar, yan po ay language based on rules. Yung mga formal, no? Yung ginagamit natin, for example, ay yung sa board exam, no? Paggawa ng mga board exam questions, yung ginagamit natin sa pagsusulat ng mga formal letters, ganun sa ating mga thesis, sa ating mga research. Yan po ang ginagamit po natin na grammar dyan ay tinatawag natin na prescriptive grammar. Ayan. Yan. Meron din pong another 3 types of grammar na hindi naman po kadalasang lumalabas sa board exam. Pero, in case lang po na lumabas, pakinote na lang po kapag sinabi po natin comparative from the word compare, no? Examines the similarities and differences between grammatical structures in different languages. Again, yung clue, comparative, to compare similarities and differences. Next type naman po ng grammar, baka lumabas din po, ay yung generative grammar. Kapag sinabi natin generative grammar, ito ay nagfo-focus sa syntax. No? Pag sinabi natin syntax, ito po yung sentence structure ng isang wika. Again, generative grammar, syntax, sentence structure. Ayan, next po, kapag sinabi po nating transformational grammar, ito po ay nag-aaral about how sentences can be transformed into other sentences with similar meanings. Ano po ibig sabihin nito? Magkaiba po yung sentence, pero same lang po yung meaning. For example, John went to church, no? And yung other, yan, transformed, or yung other sentence niya ay, into the church, John went. No? Magkaiba yung structure, pero similar yung meaning. Again, transformational grammar is how sentences can be transformed into other sentences with similar meaning. Ayan. Again po, kapag sinabi natin to follow the standard subject-verb agreement rules or pina-follow natin yung prescribed or yung standard na rules sa grammar, yan po yung tinatawag natin na prescriptive grammar. Proceed po tayo sa number 4. Paki-prepare ng ating WooClap. Ayan, time is up. So, meron po tayong 6 votes. Tingnan po natin. 100% of you answered letter B. Now, tingnan po natin kung tama. Ayan, basahin po natin yung number 4. Which of the following situations shows a person being assertive in communication? Ano po bang meaning ng assertive? Is it A, during a group project, Leo insists on his idea because it is the best for the group. He rather gets hated than to let his group down. Is it B, in a class discussion, Anna explains her opinion, supports it with reasons, and listens attentively to others' feedback before responding? Or is it letter C, When asked for feedback, Mark says it's fine even though he disagrees to avoid tension with his teammates. Or is it letter D? In a meeting, Carla stays silent when her workload becomes too heavy, thinking her manager will notice on their own. Nahanapin po natin yung clue. Assertive, saan daw po dito nag-show ng pagiging assertive? Tama po kayo lahat. Answer po natin, letter B. In a class discussion, Anna explains her opinion, supports it with reason, and listens attentively to others' feedback before responding. Now, ano bang ibig sabihin ng pagiging assertive? Pagiging assertive po, yan po ang expressing one's needs, opinions, and feelings in a direct, honest, and respectful manner, while also considering the respectives and the rights of others. Yan po, as teachers, napaka-importante po na maging assertive po tayo, maging direct, honest, and respectful, but at the same time, hindi po dapat natin kino-compromise yung right ng iba or yung feelings ng iba. Kailangan pa rin po natin maging considerate with their feelings, with their perspectives, yan po, at kanilang mga rights. Now, i-rationalize po natin isa-isa. Saan po ba bakit po ba mali yung ibang options? Mali po si letter A kasi sinasabi na si Leo ay nag-i-insist ng kanyang idea lamang, no? Mas gusto pa niya na to get hated, and that is not being assertive, that is not being respectful of the rights of others. Mali din po si letter C kasi sabi si Mark daw, when asked for feedback, sinasabi niya na it's fine, no? Just to avoid the tension, and that is not being assertive, that is not being direct with your opinion. Letter D, si Carla din po, stay silent, no? When her workload becomes too heavy, thinking her manager will notice on her own. Again, that is not being assertive. So, correct answer po natin dyan, I see Anna. Yan. Explains her opinion, support it with reason, and listens attentively to others' feedback before responding. Ayan po. So, tama po si letter B. Now, before po tayo mag-proceed sa number 5, yan po sa ating mga bagong participants, maaari po nating i-scan ang ating QR code sa ating screen. Ayan po. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, balik po tayo. Paki-prepare po ng ating wukla for the item number 5. Okay, time is up. Napaka-consistent naman po ng ating 6 active reviewees. So, tingnan po natin ano po ang inyong mga sagot. Ayan, nahahati. Most of you answered letter C. Some answered letter B and letter A. Now, check po natin. Number 5, in a grade 7 English class, the teacher aimed to teach the building block of language and starts the lesson by asking students to classify words such as teacher, beautiful, run, and quickly. Is it A, syntax, B, semantics, C, parts of speech, or D, morphology? Hanapin po natin yung clue. Ano daw po yung building block of language? Ayan po, mabigat na clue na po yan. Yung teacher, yung beautiful, yung run, at yung quickly. At most of you are correct dahil ang tamang answer ay parts of speech. Ayon po kasi sa verbatim po sa ating source, ang parts of speech po, yan po yung mga nouns, pronouns, verbs, adjectives, adverbs, prepositions, conjunctions, and interjection. Sabi din po, si parts of speech po, yan po ang the building blocks of communication. Pakinote po, baka bumalik sa board exam. Pag sinabing the building block of communication, that is parts of speech. Kasi po, hindi po nabubuo yung proper communication or yung, yung communication kung wala ito, yung mga noun, pronouns, verb, adjectives. Kaya po sinasabi na building block. Siya po yung foundation. Now, ano po ba itong 8 parts of speech? Isa-isahin po natin. I-review po natin. No? Baka nakalimutan na. Yung noun, yung sinasabi natin name of a person, place, or thing. Yung verb shows actions or state of being. Adjective describes a noun or a pronoun. Adverb describes a verb. Pronoun used instead of a noun. No? Pamalit siya sa ating noun. Pag sinabing preposition, specifies relationship between nouns, pronouns, and phrases within a sentence. Conjunction naman, it links words, phrases, and clauses. Kapag sinabi naman natin interjection, it is added to a sentence to convey emotion. So, ayan po ang ating parts, 8 parts of speech. Noun, verb, adjective, adverb, noun, preposition, conjunction, and interjection. Now, proceed po tayo sa definition po natin. Define po muna natin yung ibang option. Baka po, no, sa next na season, ay ito naman po ang itanong ni board exam. Kapag sinabi po nating syntax, yan po ay the arrangement of words into phrases and sentence. Ito po yung pagkasunod-sunod na the proper structure or the proper arrangement po ng mga words sa isang phrase or sentence. Yan. Familiar po ba kayo sa syntax error? Ayan, yan po yan. Next po is yung semantics. Kapag sinabi po natin semantics, yan po ang study of meaning in language. Ayan, yung mga kahulugan. Yan po. Next po ay yung morphology. No? Kapag sinabi natin morphology, it is the study of the forms of words. No? Specifically, yung tinatawag natin na morphemes. No? Pag sinabi natin morphemes, yan po yung basic unit ng words. No? For example, yung word po natin na unbreakable. Kapag sinabi natin unbreakable, meron po yung tatlong smallest unit or tinatawag nating morphemes, yung un, yung break, at yung able. So, yan po yung sinestudy ni morphology, yung morphemes. The smallest unit, yan po, of words. Ayan. Okay, proceed po tayo sa number 6. Paki-ready po ng ating wuklap in 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, time is up. No? Napakadali naman ang item na ito. Ang sagot po ninyo lahat ay letter B, colonies of bees. Na-check po natin. Number 6, what is the correct collective noun for a group of bees? Kapag sinabi nating group of bees or collective noun ng bees, that is letter B, colony of bees. Now, ano ba yung tinatawag natin na collective noun? Kapag sinabi po natin collective noun, yan po ang noun ng mga name of groups. For example, tinatawag po natin as yung fish, yung grupo ng fish as a school of fish. Meron din po tayo tinatawag na a flock of birds, a pride of lions, a swarm of bees. So, ano ba pinagkaiba ng colony of bees at swarm of bees? Pareha lang naman po yan silang mga grupo ng bees, pero pag sinabi naman po nating swarm of bees, ay yung bees na in flight. O yun pong lumilipad na magkasama or lumilipad na kumpol. Yan po yung sinatawag natin na swarm of bees. Another po na collective nouns na dapat po nating tandaan, yung penguins, sinatawag po natin ang kanilang grupo na a colony of penguins, a pack of wolves, a clouder of cats, and a parliament of owls. Ayan, so kung nakikita nyo po may no, or yan, pag nakagroup na po kasi, ayan, ginagamitan na po natin siyang ng word na So, a parliament of owls, a clouder of cats, kasi nakagrupo na, hindi na po siya individual. Ayan po, mali po si letter A kasi sinabi po dito na flock. Kasi kapag sinabi po natin flocks, ginagamit po yan sa birds. A flock of birds, flock of sheep, flock of goats. Mali din po si letter C na herd kasi po yung herd, ginagamit po natin yan for cattle. For example, herd of cattle. No, or some large animals. Mali din po si letter D kasi yung pack, ginagamit po natin yan sa wolves. Pack of wolves, a pack of dogs, and a pack of playing cards. Ayan, pakinote na lang din po, baka lumabas sa next na board exam. Ayan, kapag sinabing collective noun of bees, colony of bees. Kapag lumilipad, a swarm of bees. Ayan, no. In-depth po natin yung noun. A noun is, of course, names of a person, place, thing, state, or quality. May types po tayo ng noun. First po ay yung proper. Yung proper nouns, ito po yung mga specific names, no? Madali lang po nating spot yung mga proper nouns kasi po yung kanila pong first letter ay nakakapitalize. For example po ng proper nouns ay yung Maria, Saturday, Metro Manila. Ayan, specific names, nakakapitalize. Next po na type ng noun ay tinatawag natin na common, no? Common noun. Ito po yung mga general names. For example, girl, day, at city.
Do you want more reviews like this? Enroll now at Titan Review. We've got a lot of special promo just for you.